love this hard. It's tearing worlds apart. I never told the moon anything about me and you. And I know I gotta keep on breathing, but you know it's really hard when dreaming about me and you and everything that we can do. Are you gonna be on my side now? Tell me, baby, please, are you gonna stick around? 'Cause all my time's for you. Just tell me that you want me to. I've been looking at you from across the room, and all of these lights look dim compared to you. I've been falling, 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 and keep me coming, 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 coming. And every day and every week, I promise I'll feel the same. 'Cause all of you more than any other words can say.
That he does have a skin on. He never uses it because he really likes this one instead, as Carrier is going to land the hook onto Deft, his former teammate, but now Faker gets a very nice sphere. He's not. It should be that 18-0 that we were expecting. There's Carrier, hook. Opportunities there, and Owner is down here as well. Immediately the flash comes out as the Heartbreaker comes on in there. Good heal from Deft. Keeps Beryl alive.
T1 themselves might want to go as all Deft.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage. Moonlight Vigil comes down. The depth charge is there as Carrier's going to fight Deft. He will die for it, but still.
Side, but also the Cole, right? That's been picked up as
Solar Flare comes down. That is going to be the cleanse used. Featherstorm's out as well as Moonlight Vigil comes down. Deft trying to find some revenge onto Carrier. Now Pyoshik at level 8 does have his ulti available. And there's also an Ari coming down at the same time. Owner is here, a big teleport as the train has left the station, but Deft might be dead before it happens. Good stun comes through. The stun is there from the Scion in response.
Free plates.
It's the problem of every team facing T1. It's like you have to invest so much, and often it's just not worth it because the punish is always there.
I do honestly think that Deft would have died if not for King.
Yeah, no, seriously.
One hand. As he now picks up solo turret gold as well. And then we have saves on the other as they go in.
Great hook. That's the Shadow Surge as well as the Solar Flare goes down. Kingen will die as Owner's going to pick up the first reset. Turns into a Scion as well, which is pretty scary.
And it becomes a really big problem around any possible team fight setup. But again, this is a 4v5, right? So the posturing here from DRX is an incredible risk that they don't really need to take. I understand, but you want to get prior.
He does have Featherstorm available as well as Cleanse and Flash. And doesn't have to use very much right now. Featherstorm does come out. As now Beryl, trying to get out of here, has to flash the Shadow Surge, otherwise Faker was coming. Depth Charge comes down, and that means Owner is going to help secure the kill onto the Leona. And Pyoshik dies pretty much as an afterthought. His unsealed spellbook. Carrier off to the side, will find a hook here onto the Leona. The Eclipse is there, but he's not as tanky as he wants to be right now. And that is just free. And
it still was, and like even with...
It's a zoning hook. That was a zoning.
Well, you get the turret, so
yeah,
it worked!
Yeah, gets a flash for that one as well. Q goes wide from Faker, but Deft having to flash.
If you sit around, you're going to lose your entire health bars.
Well, that item spike has been hit right now as he's teleporting in. Kingen trying to get himself out of here as Owner on the flank. It's a decent stun, but it's on to Beryl as Faker finds the Shadow Surge. Pyoshik now has to get the hell out of here as Beryl doing the same thing. Decent defensive Solar Flare. Into DRX now having a group mid. Try and get control here desperately. Looking for an outer turret as Featherstorm is going to be there to answer. The Blade Caller fantastic as Everfrost keeps Kingen in place. He is going to try and drive his way out. Really decent drifting as Carrier gets over the wall and knocks everyone into the sky. Zayas picks up the kill onto Beryl as well as Faker finds some resets. He will go golden just to make sure that there's no follow-up option as Owner turns into Deft and will get himself out of there. Oh, nice little pick up there from Zeka with the vision that they had available. But that is just a little bit of a consolation prize here for DRX as Pyoshik in this brush wants to try and trade, but he's not going to be able to. He just gets a little bit frightened and then Faker will finish him off with an Everfrost.
DRX.
Yeah, huh?
because again, DRX tries to set up this fight, but unfortunately for them, there are plenty of summoners available here. Guma immediately able to make it out. Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's Bioshik and Beryl. Yeah, and then from that point onward, like obviously the chase potential for this T1 comp is ludicrous. Even if the hard engage initially doesn't force out the full 5v5, with carry as immaculate engage, doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, nice pick off.
Whoosh!
Trying to ult over the wall, and unfortunately for him, Zeka had vision.
He knew!
And hit him with the Q. Very cute. Hook is going to connect here onto Bioshik, who does not have his ulti available, so doesn't have an easy way out, but just walking with the fact that the rest of his team was turning up was enough of an answer here. As DRX now find themselves an 8,000 gold deficit. Like, Charm is going to land as Kerry is going to get punished for a moment. Paramount, 1 minute on the Drake as well as, yeah, Bioshik, I don't know what this was about, but it didn't work. Owner secures that kill.
This is the problem, like, the idea behind the dive makes sense, right? Because the turret is almost down.
Yeah, Heartbreaker
again?
Yeah, just dives on forward. His owner takes a lot of damage. Well, they're doing it relatively slowly. Yeah.
I think they're going to get it, but die immediately afterwards.
Well, Zeka is going to rotate over, gets the bad news that there are a lot of people here, and the Baron is still very healthy.
Oh, not happening.
Bioshik also not very tanky, as Zay is going to get rid of Kingen from this area. The full reset going to come through, and Kingen, I think, is just going to die. No train as an option, and that is going to be T1's prize for catching out that Baron. Unfortunately, for DRX, they just didn't have enough damage. Death Charge to come through here as Beryl looking to try and keep his 80 carry alive. Shadow Surge going to be avoided there by Def. And now Faker still looking to try and claim the life of the Aphelios, and Def wondering what the heck his options are, as he is going to be out of sidestep using the dead turret as Moonlight Vigil comes down, but he is still very, very dead. Gumayushi in the meantime.
Too good, Atlas. I don't know what to tell you. DRX had some good moments, but even the plays that on paper looked like they worked out for them, what then immediately met by a gold lead for T1.
It's nuts. The Scion is also really dead right now, as Owner turns into him, has a bit of fun there. He's going to go down relatively low, but the Nexus turrets are going to do exactly the same thing. Solar Flare from Beryl, but Owner, of course, has himself a stopwatch, so he's not dying. He's going to flash, grab one last kill, and T1 are one step away from plus 29 and the 18-0 perfect split.
천천히 해, 천천히. 그래 비추어.
봐봐봐, 나이스.
높여도 높여.
오른쪽 봐줄게.
탑. 오른쪽. 한 명 라인하고 바로 먹였고. 한 명은 라인하고. 아마 미드.
끝나는
끝난가?
끝날만
끝날만 없어.
끝난 거 같아.
라이온.
라이온 풀은 있고 궁은 둘만해.
라이온 큐 내가 끊어줄게.
돼지들밖에 없어. 괜찮아.
오케이.
땀 봐도 될 듯.
볼배 노공임.
무시하면 될 것 같다.
돼지들밖에 없어.
볼베로 노공이야.
라이온 큐 내가 끊을게.
오른쪽부터.
너 잡을 생각도 해야 돼.
오른쪽. 끊었다.
잡을 생각 살짝 해볼게.
잡아.
빨리 잡아, 빨리 잡아. 네, 나오긴 한다. 왜 이렇게 세냐? 이것도 죽여.
라이온이
두 마리야. 라이온이 두 마리야.
타워. 뭐야? 이거 죽게 생겼다, 씨.
야, 땀 봐도 돼. 돼지밖에 없어.
야, 쳐줘.
스탄 걸려.
볼배.
치자. 앞에 나온다.
때릴게. 끝났다.